to smoke marijuana to get to sleep. You're so tired from smiling and laughing all day that I'll sleep like a baby. It's the big switch. It's the choosing life. Yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. I mean, I've said it before, it's just not that much to be happy about. It's not enough that I can be happy now. But I mean, I can think, and I know how my brain works. I know that, okay, it's settled, do some fun stuff and positive stuff. Get back to basketball. That's what I want. I want to keep doing this. Just couldn't stop until I knew all I needed to know. I haven't had brain damage. Or maybe that's not the right definition. But I had a connection problem. So that I had a re-spark growing up between two parts of my brain. I hadn't talked much for quite some time, probably. You choose to believe it or not. I really don't care. I mean, when it happened, I had a friend there. I looked around and he was watching the other way. So, I mean, I didn't tell him that. I told him. And I kind of like, okay, I told some crazy stories and saw some weird stuff and talked about some weird stuff and like, probably imagined it. And then I went like 2 weeks later. And the thing is, afterwards, in those 2 weeks too, I started feeling like, not like I am, but like, hey, I don't have those doubts anymore. I slowly started getting like confidence. It's okay. I am right. And that developed into something like, okay, yeah, I don't have to be 100% right. Nobody's. I'm not gonna end up again. I have so much boring stuff. That's something that there's fucking insane moments in those 6 years too. It's like yeah, I still have some issues. I mean, I gotta keep working. I gotta do stretching and working on my face and getting like the flow back and like having a normal face instead of hiding away. It's like when you hide away like I've done for 35 years. I mean, you don't even realize that you're hiding anymore. It's your everyday routine. Like you don't even remember why you have to hide anymore because that's just too far off. I mean, people, when I try to explain to people that hey, my life has pretty much been a psychosis since I was born. Like fluent psychosis, very far from 100%. always under control. Well, always is a weird definition. I've broken through and done through my upbringing, done some fucked up shit. Because I got tired of saying, hey, my mind works a little bit different than everybody else around me. Like, it scares the shit out of me. But then, the first time I tried to explain it, I told my parents that I see you as your memories, and they weren't ready for it, so they just decided right away, no, that's not it. It's not us. Huh? Us afraid? What are you talking about? Who are you? Look, I mean, I've been a young idiot too. I abandoned my own kid when he was 3 months. I've seen him once since, and he's 19 now. So it's a fantastic long story. It's not nice. But I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4. And a consequence or ending to the story sounds totally fucked up. I mean, but then if I go through those 3 months before, and what I remember and how I was, I was so caught up in controlling every day, every second, that I just never concluded. I just kept the thought going and going and going and going. And a very young, fragile system. And when I turned like 14 and got some hormones, it came back and very strong. A lot of flash memories, a lot of stuff like that. That's the thing, he's like my dad. My dad had gotten a new wife, thankfully, but then he was becoming a father again. I was in total ice front with my mom and my stepdad. It's like, yeah, hard shit. And I had this weird, I mean that in every sense of the word, nice guy. Very nice guy, big heart. Step uncle. That, I mean, honest truth, a little bit weirded out always. There always a little bit of twitch in his eye, you know. Always. Everybody, I mean, nobody would be the first one to tell, but if I say so, everybody in the family knows that twitch. Hey Anna, how nice. I am 43. So I'm sorry, 19. That's unfortunately, yeah. Message retracted. That's a nice one. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what they're doing. It's like, yeah, I don't even get horny and watching a 19-year-old girl. It's like, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm busy, Anna. Have fun. Just, I mean, if sex is what you do best, just do it right. Maybe not if you're 19, you know? Yeah. Okay, I don't know you. I'm just saying very general. It's like people at 19, just, how are you gonna know what to choose at 19? How? forced to making so many choices that you're not mentally prepared to, that you just do whatever is available to you, and stuff other people did, or panic thoughts or ideas. I mean, how many parents end up screaming at their kids exactly the way their own parents did to them, and then they also have talked to their friends about how much I hate it, stuff. Exactly the same thing. Like, you get panic, you grasp whatever is there, because you have to react. At least, we think. That was one of the key things I did, actually. I caught myself saying, like, no to so many good offers. Do you want something to eat? No. Well, it's like, hey, I am hungry, why the fuck did I say no? And I just decided, okay, if you have to, every question, just think about it for 10 seconds if you need to. And then follow your instincts if you trust your instincts. All my friends now are just abusing it, because in Norwegian it's called gidder du. It's like, can you bother to walk the dog? And they know that I automatically, like, I run it through my mind, and I'm one of those guys that I end up on, yeah, I can bother always, because I mean I can. I like walking that dog. I have that time. Otherwise we'll just be smoking and watching TV and doing this. Okay, I have actually, doesn't even have to be the 100% truth. I have a very clear picture of how I have reacted in those areas where I can have a chance to have a clear memory. It's like, from as a baby, I can't say that the things I remember are the truth. But I can say that I was scared out of my mind and out of my body. That I can tell you. And I know who scared me. I know also that they didn't want to scare me. And that they were very ashamed that they did. And that doubt, did I? I mean, nobody wants to acknowledge that they have shown, it's like, those kind of emotions to, like, a tiny baby, your own baby. But even that has a natural explanation. I mean, if you just take the time to be honest and follow what you, as best as you can, and be prepared to alter your truth if that truth is proven wrong. I mean, this is where I guess I'm lucky. It's like my brain was so consumed in just controlling fear and everything that follows with it. Preparing, and thinking, and planning, and debriefing. That, I mean, when I did sports, I mean, I'm not saying I'm stupid. I wasn't. But I was saving my brain and my happiness deep inside me with all my fears too, for a day where I wouldn't understand enough that I could bring it back. to be able to find a room. Yeah, I used the bathroom mirror, I guess, from when I was 8.5, 9. And to get away from it, I just set booby traps. I mean, I just stored and twisted, and so that for me to get back to where I hurt the most and have the most fears, I had to go through like the maze. And when I started, I didn't think about that it would give me trouble at 43. But it's a survival mode. I mean, nobody threatened. I don't think anybody threatened to kill me. It's like the level of fear. It's the white in the eyes and the connecting stories that when you get the red thread from A to Z. I mean, even the weirdest stuff just is logic in the of course. That happened, and then that happened, and that didn't happen, and then you had to do something to make that happen. I keep forgetting, but I still get, I mean, after pretty much 10 years I'm at my sharpest for very brief moments compared to how I'm tired. When I am exhausted, when I have nothing, I have some inside defenses that are part of my survival. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I mean, when I started, maybe I had a glimpse of hope that it would be possible. I mean, I knew that I figured out that my mind was blank. Because I started seeing programs on the Norwegian State Channel, documentaries. It's like video. My mind thinks in Norwegian sometimes. Focus a little bit. But yeah. But I have some. I'm scared that in those 3 months that I sent some of the stuff that my parents sent to me. That's why I had to go. I pretty much didn't sleep for 3 months. So, I mean, for 3 months I knew, I mean, I was having some fucked up what ifs and this bizarre. The experience was so strong because it was mine and it felt like I had a twin. And it's like felt like I had a twin because I co-felt everything, and I did it co-felt everything. I probably co-felt with both my parents at the same time too, but very much with one of them and the other one. lots to get energy out of from an early age. But it's just been maintaining and controlling, not fixing. And for people to do the right thing, my parents and stuff, I don't really believe it when I say it, but I mean, they had to understand some pretty complex thoughts. Which is the problem here, at least with my mom, because when she started understanding a little bit, she understood that it had to have something to do with her, and then, so, and unfortunately the woman chose to be ignorant, so that she could actually say every time she was asked something she didn't want to talk about, it's like, well, I don't know anything about that. And hey, she's, of course, for me, the most fantastic woman I've ever met. And for her, she probably doesn't even call it self-hate. But it's, I mean, it's definitely not self-love. And I blame that I wasn't smart enough to do the right things to fix them. Because I mean, I remember losing control of situations at a very early age, where just it was like, yeah, what I call the blackouts. It's like I would be a runaway. What can you do if you're in a blackout? So, the last couple of years, it's been about balance. It's like I've used my muscles to not show anybody how I actually feel. For so many years that my muscle work, my eyes, that has also probably to do with pot smoking too much. It's that I read that one of those things that it separates the eyes. I mean, I've had this for much longer than I smoked. A friend of mine that has the same just called it, you have this switching. Yeah, I had never met anyone that had it. It still actually freaks me out. I mean, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be symmetric, but then everything else has to be symmetric. So the last 2 years is pretty much trying to stand straight up. Yeah, I mean, I have everything on tape. So, I mean, my body's different now than what it was 6 years ago. I'm still working on it, but I mean, it's like I haven't been connected to my down body, lower body. I mean, I had so much pain in growing up injured that it's like, and every time I remember that every time I looked down, it's like I had this huge bulb on my ankle, and it would, just seeing it would make it more painful. And it's like, it's based on that system that's just a little needs to control everything like manically. And it's connected to like some stupid stuff. And it's like, for me, this is the panic hand. It's like around when I was traveling with my mom. I'm not sure if it's some of the same with my dad, but But my mom is very clear. I was like, and then, yeah, the glimpses of everything. It's like the eyes. It's like, and I mean, pretty early. It's been hard. I mean, I don't want to break their spirits, because they have told me that it's like, oh no, you're not allowed into those 3 first years, because it's buried. So bad for me that it's like I can't go back and talk about it again. And I tried to say, hey, but how do you think it was being 0 to 3 at that time, not 20 to 23? I mean, the perspective just isn't there. So, even though they haven't told me, then that means that her story has to add up. Her story has to be worse than mine. I mean, my story isn't bad. I just got scared too early by primal fears. It's like fear of death, fear of my death, fear of causing my death. Like eye to eye when you're like sub 1-year-old baby. And those things, I mean, I'm not even going to try to explain what I see. I mean, it's flashes. All I know is that at the time where I should have been just getting food and safety and warmth and love, I got all emotions spiked. It's not good for a baby. That's... I mean... yeah. I have everything of both my parents, but they only feel that they have half in me. And it's tricky. Divorces where they split up and the child has to grow up with just one parent. There is influence from dad that kid needs, or that it's going to cause some trouble. It's fixable, but as long as everyone can just talk about what happened. But I learned that things were quite different in 1975 than it was when I got aware around 1990. And even I'm born with quite a stupid brain. I mean, no TV, almost one channel. And our parents had even less. It was like almost radio. I mean, we get a take on life that, I mean, it will adjust. We all say that our take on life is the right one. I mean, kids born today just don't have no choice. They have to be like test pilots and like, are we going too fast in evolution? Are we doing too much and demanding too much too fast? And the answer for me is, of course we are. And it's all about money. Because somebody's offering money for you to burn your lights. Because it's fun. We don't need the huge emotions anymore. So, but you get those huge emotions from doing wild stuff. Stuff that brings the adrenaline. Some thoughts you just have to finish yourself if I don't get to the point. goes off, and I'll be stupid, and it's like, but I'll get those 15 to 20 minutes during a day like this that I need. And it would have cost a lot, but it will show me a profound truth that I need. That's how it's been for 6 years now. Which also makes it really, not really, but quite scary to stop doing it. Because I've been really good at it. It's like this, yeah, I was good at sports, but I mean, yeah, it's like, I stayed to the plan. The plan was just to do better than what we're doing now. That was the start, something like that. I mean, it's changed. Every time I got smarter, I had to change the plan, because it had to have some new, I had to aim for new stuff. That was the thing. I had to evolve. I had to develop. And it's like every time I got to, like, yes, I got something even worse and deeper, of course, because I was young, so I didn't have, like, sophisticated hide plans. I just made the basic systems that were available. So I have layers. That's pretty much it. So as deep as I go, the younger I get, and the more. And same thing, you believe it or not. I mean, I know that I have memories from when I was inside my mom's uterus. It's a situation where she's smoking, and I react, and she's like, and I can feel all this. I can see where she is. I can see, like, flashes of her watching around. If she asks, I can explain how it looked, and I know she's gonna find some way to get away from it. But I mean, I took some while to set it through. But I mean, I've been as objective as I could. Sometimes you gotta be theoretical. It's like, what is the most likable solution? And go with that until you know better. Yeah. Again, finish that thought process yourself, because in me, it's actually gone. Okay, hey. I mean, I'm not everybody's favorite in sports. I mean, for 10 years now, and through all life, I use drugs. And my honest answer would be that, okay, I've needed those drugs. I'm not gonna cry and say I had it the worst, but I mean, I felt like shit. And I hated my guts, and I thought I was ugly. And yeah, and that was so painful to be in that I shut that away. And I just stopped. Well, stopped connecting deeply to people. That was the story, but that's uncool. Okay, I had nobody else. I had to talk to somebody else about stuff that went on with my mom. I was in constant, and she said, no. And I said, well, yeah. So, I think I invited myself, or something happened. But at 14 to 15, over the winter, I think I spent 3 like Saturdays or Fridays, which was fantastic. The guy is my abuser, but I mean, you can actually see That was, I'm not gonna say the best, but I mean, I remember that as the best moment I can remember. It's like a grown up that I chose to be honest with him, and he listened, and he understood, and the deal was that, because initially I wanted him to come talk to my mom with me. I wanted to explain, I explained it to him, and then by doing that I got it out, and I at least wanted to try. I didn't want, I didn't have the balls to on my mom. So that was probably a bad choice too, but I chose to move on. And I mean, I was getting crazy at 14, 15 for carrying all this info on my own. And then I knew he had looked me in the eye and said, I understand. I see you. And I was like, now I know, so I can back you if you need to. But I support you trying to fix your life without doing it. And seriously, I mean, it totally worked. I had a good year or two. I'm sort of bipolar, so not all the time, but I was okay. And every time it's like, oh my goodness, okay, you can't do nothing. But it's like, at least you have Einstein. That was so nice. So, I think we're all doing pretty well. And then my mom had, well, we never really got down to, I was either 16.5 or 17.5. I'm pretty sure I'm 16.5. I'm in first grade at high school. Full house, not enough sleeping spaces. I was like, I'm gonna ref the next day in a gym next to where Einstein lives. So it's like, hey, I'll be in the cab, sleep at your place, you'll drive me there in the morning. And that night, it was a perfect solution. I mean, I remember that night with Mom's birthday. It's like me and him was like rebonding because I hadn't talked to him in a while, and it's like I told him some good stuff. It's like, hey, fuck, you saved my day. We were standing and drinking. It was like, even though mingling, so we were speaking most of the night, and I really. And all these details, they've been hidden from me because this is the frustration. It's like, because what follows isn't as nice. And the guy is weird. I mean, his wife divorced him, took their kids to the other, or not the other side of the country, but far away. Different shore. And he was miserable. And that's why I wanted to tell him some good stuff. I saw he was miserable, and I connected with him. And he loved it. Because he hadn't had that many, at any point, that loved him and thought he was great. Not even his own kids. But I mean, he said pretty much what I was looking at my future. I was positive. It's like it starts in a taxi. It's like we're like a 15-minute taxi. You got lots of people that needs to be driven home. We're the last almost. It takes like 45 minutes. I think we got some alcohol or something. My stepdad's family is Danish. I mean, I got drunk with my dad family when I was 13, I guess, 14 maybe. It's like, oh fuck, now I drift away from the story. Fuck us, because either, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. In the end, everything you put into your body that isn't natural is gonna break you down in the end. I mean, you're not supposed to do it. I've had fantastic effects as a grown-up. Micro-using some illegal drugs, but at the same time drugs that has been used as medicine for years. I mean, it's just... I mean, I understand that it takes time to change just the level of knowledge and stuff, but still, it's just, it's 2018, and we've had ministers of justice that says that no, but hash is much more dangerous than alcohol. Oh, but I have research on this. Luckily, we have the state channel, NRK, and this fantastic dude, just very nice and very respectfully. Sorry, but you're wrong. I just didn't. The guy tried to bulldoze him. Like, yeah, I was a right-wing populist man. Just the Europe. And the guy just, he had the facts. He could back it up. But look at me. I mean, I'm the king of microdosing. But so, no more is that I really can't take no fucking more of this deep down business. Well, I understand now. It's been a long time where I couldn't fucking believe that my parents just didn't go out of their way and it's like saved me. It's like, I mean, I'm sorry, I've worked damn hard and I'm still gonna work hard to get rid of my hate. But I mean, I'm saying straight up, it's like when I became dad, it's like my problems were not mine initially. And it's this dual twin notion of when I held my son. It was almost like I had somebody around me, it's like, and that was shaking, because it wasn't me. But I had the shakes. And they were combined with the faces that I got flashes on before that scared the shit out of me. And it's like... And I can understand situations of fear where you lie and hope for the best. But then, when that doesn't happen, and you have to ignore things to, it is happening, yeah, it is working, yeah, but he's, no, that's nothing. It's like, and how do 43-year-old men say this? But I mean, helpless. I haven't been able to connect to anyone without, and every time, 3 months. And then I'm so connected that I see stuff that aren't there, because I don't know how to do it. Yeah, remember what I said. The forgetfulness and everything has a bonus. Before I'm done, I'm gonna be so tired. I'm not gonna fight it, be able to fight it anymore. And I'll just click into balance. I mean, unfortunately, not gonna last. I should have watched my body sooner and learned how it was. I mean, okay, the legs are down there. They're doing that. Because I'm not gonna take the whole story, but I was lying on my back having trouble breathing. And my memories are like a huge head over me, like with various types of tired, probably. But from my #1 provider, it's a little different. And if shit happens, shit happens. Then you gotta remember it so you can fix it when your kid is ready. Because, I mean, the thing is, I had a lock on me that said, if you don't stop now, I am going to die. And yeah, the rest of the time I lived with her. It's like, if you pushed her to the limits, she would just, and then I will die, you know? If you don't, it's like, and this is minute-by-minute control. So she doesn't realize, okay, I'm not gonna say fucking crazy about my own mom. I don't think, I mean, for me it's very easy. I mean, she was young. And she was already screaming and doing it before I was in maid. And she was in conflict with her dad, which was, listen to me. It's like, no. It's like, and they were probably thinking the wrong thing. She knew the truth. And I can remember the day I went over to the enemy. She is not like a cognitive thought, but she and I got caught up in like a double play, which was very unhealthy for both of us, and I had no control over it. It's like it's mom's choice. She was 20 years older than me. Nobody else got to talk to me, almost. She said, no, I'll take it, because she knew that quite a few things that I was doing was covering that I knew how she was feeling all the time, and I knew she was miserable. She had taken some bold choices. My dad out, new guy in, moved to upper middle class or whatever it is. Enough money, big house. that's good. Handsome is a good word. I mean, I like that. We actually have a Norwegian that has the same meaning. Kjekk. So thanks. I mean, I appreciate it. Okay, if you're watching, feel free to watch. I'm gonna, for the next hour, I guess, I'm gonna go fairly deep in. I'm gonna put on some music, and it could be rough, just you know. I chose to tape over. I see when I get messages when people get online and stuff. I don't see it anymore. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, when I see that people are on, my mind starts thinking about what I'm doing. But when it's nobody here, I mean, I'll let my anger out, but I won't do that as easy with somebody watching. Yeah, the short explanation. I mean, there are some explanations here and there. The short version is that my anxieties get triggered very early, so they become, controlling fear became my prime pattern. And it's like, not by intent or anything, it's just non-competent role models and caregivers. They tried their hardest, that actually made it a little bit worse. So I got some deep connection problems that, for me, it had always, almost been like that, always. And I was okay, the honest truth, yes. Hey, I'm what you can say anxiety free. I have lots of fears, and there are, I mean, I experience situations where I get echoes from what it was before. But I mean, no, I don't have anxieties anymore. And I filmed me for 5.5, 6 years, from 6 years ago to this now. Just pretty much in the start, just because, yeah, thanks man. And I've done it properly, so that now I'm actually able to show people the shortcuts. And it's like, I follow every trail on everything, which is very unnecessary. But for my reasons, I had to go through it all. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been in so much control. That I pretty much had to reboot the whole system. And I had no faith in the beginning it's gonna work. It's like, I can't give up, I gotta do something. And like, then I understood that I had to do some work. So it's like, either you do it or you don't. And I got some skills, so I've been a top athlete. So I know that if you want to succeed, you have to bring it all, and you have to bring your A game. If you bring your B game, you get a B result. So, and I've done bad stuff in those 10 years. Not bad stuff, but I mean, stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. But it's like, not twice. And of course not things that harm people. But I mean, I've had needs to yell at people when it's not their fault. And let them have like a, in Norwegian, skyllebøtte. For something that's minor. But then when you realize that you're doing it, you can understand at the same time that the next time it happens, like, hey, oi, you can retract or change your instincts to be, hey, now I almost did what I did the last time, and laugh about it instead. Oh, there are so many people that just do it over and over again. It's like they do it. I heard people tell it, people did it like 30 times. Like, that's insanity. Yeah. Because the thing is, we get a bonus, we get a reward in our chemical system that makes us feel good and giddy about ourselves when we learn from mistakes. It's like one of the strongest feelings that we have. Because we're helpless when we're born, so you have to learn, and that's so strong in us, and it's been that way for... So those are the driving forces, if you will. So all I need to know, I had... nobody talked about nothing in my family. Like, and when I said, well, I pinpointed it down to stuff that happened. It started between 0 to 3, and I got like, well, you're not allowed in there. It's like, it's none of your business. Stuff like, I talked to everybody in my life. It's like, yeah, I smoked, and I did this, and it's like, hey, where was I? You never talked to me about this. It's like, and it's so young and so stupid. And then I would always think that, okay, get some experience, and we can talk about it later. But it's just, they were harmed so hard that they're shut in at maximum 23, and most of the things that has to do with emotional development. And for a very stupid reason, they chose to be ghosts. And hey, my dad would lie eye to eye for 3 hours. Which isn't healthy. You want to do it because it's good for you, but it's not good for that kid. Yeah. But it's a survival mode. I mean, it is possible to just shut it off. If you can't take it, look somewhere else. I truly first understood that. It's like, I worked my Inferno the whole time. And then, I don't know if that was the first, but it's very memorable. I didn't have any money, and I got a bill. And I had some, okay, what am I going to do without Inferno? But then, it's like, well, I don't even have to open it. It's like, I was ashamed about it, to put it away, but it was like the first. And then it was like, I don't know if it was a cognitive thought, but I mean, pretty soon, when that Inferno, and you just stop paying some bills. And all of a sudden I had like a stack. And every time I needed to go away, I didn't have anything good to go away in. I had to go in other bad. I could just pick out. And then it's like, I'm not that stupid. So at some point you understand that it's very self-destructive. I mean, I was. But then you experience that, hey, yeah, I can actually put other fears in that makes me it's not necessary for me to think about this, like all this other stuff that I don't want to do. So I have a list somewhere. I think we counted it up with my psychiatrists. And at the end, I had like 120 plus. It's like a replacement anxieties that I could just use or put myself in, so that, because I had created all these, that bill, I control that, I created it, I could fix it. But I could also choose not to fix it, just keep it there because maybe I needed it. You have to kill off, because that's what I had to do. I had to start with that, kill off like 126 or something compulsory replacement thoughts. I had to do all of them. It's like, because they were, I had them, so they came automatically. So I had to go into every one of them. Yeah. Well, it's like a year ago when I first started it. And the thing is, I thought I felt it before, and it's like, no. Like, I had to tell myself that what I had was good enough, I guess. Even though I pretty much knew that it wasn't. Because I was a neutral, miserable motherfucker. But a very nice guy. Droopy eyes that all good moms had to give a hug. It's like, probably 95% of the women I met got interested in me because I was so sad. Their motherly instincts got triggered and they just didn't know. And I have to learn this. I mean, everything I've been ashamed of had turned out to be logic. So, I mean, I know I've never had a sex fantasy about my mom. Well, thanks, man. Or girl, I don't know. Ryan Michael? Yeah, that's a guy, right? Yeah, but thanks, man. Hey, I had a friend of mine. It's like he was trying to. I haven't. Yeah, long story. I haven't had sex in a while. It's 2 + 2 is 4. It's logic. And he was like, "Well, you gotta do the sour pout move." I was like, "Yeah, you go in the bar. Some girl will come up and it's like, why are you so sad?" It's like, my response was like, why? Isn't the happy vibe girl, isn't that much more fun? It's like the girl that sees you and your friends like laughing and smiling and having a great time, so they just want to be part of it. Isn't that much more fun? It's like, and it's not that, well, he agreed, but he just hadn't thought about that before, because, yeah, whatever reason, that wasn't part of what he could choose. But now it is. Okay. Ryan Michael, if you're still there, let's see. Yeah, great. If you have some a few questions. Yeah, I know. It's like, and now, and I earned it. That's the thing. Yeah. This is live on the internet. I'm not gonna say it all the way, but I mean, I've earned it, and I know that I'm gonna be a normal person that has great sex. I mean, it's not that hard. And I mean, most women are fantastic. I'm very connectable, so I have fun with anyone. But I need to, it's, sex soon. For reasons I haven't had sex for 5.5 years. So it's time. Well, I mean, if you have some questions, I'm gonna go into some deep stuff in about 10 minutes, I guess. And I'm out. No, well, sort of. I mean, if you know Seinfeld, it's Elaine knows that some sort of diaphragm is going out of business, or stop making it. She buys like the last 1,000, and then and then she's thinking that's great. I have 1,000, but then the first guy comes in. Hey, are you sponge worthy? And I mean, for very good reasons, I stayed away from sex out of respect for people I loved. That would have been sad, and I would have destroyed a lot if I'd gone directly to somebody else and started, tough breakup for the right reasons, but still. So, and then after 2 years, it's like, when I was happy, it's like, girls like happy boys. But it's like, I was getting quite sharp. I mean, it is true. Even after 2 years, your mind gets very focused. I mean, there's just very few guys that go that long that actually get to try it. But I mean, and I've been busy doing this. I mean, I've had all these crazy... I had to readjust my face back to like something I didn't know what was. It's like... yeah. That social anxiety didn't get any better. And while my face was acting like... has been acting kind of sequential. Trying to get back into life. It's like... it's not all symmetric. I mean... Hey man. Big ups. 1 year, I mean, isn't that... you almost have to start again, or otherwise it'll take 1 more year, or 1 more year. It's just what I heard. Yeah, I mean, I've been interested in, I've talked to a lot of people, and it's like, I'm as normal as can be, really. It's like I don't need special stuff to get turned on. It's like, I want a good time. I want to have fun and laugh and great sexual times with people plus minus 2 to 3 years of my age. Preferably girls that don't look like my mother or any of her 3 sisters, you know. It's been fucking impossible. It's like, I grew up with 3 variations of a mom, so I mean, in Norway it's like 80% of all the girls, in some way, hands, eyes, jaw, have resemblance to each other. I mean, there are some historic truths to this. It's like how Charleroi... No. Hey, Freud and the Oedipus thing has fucked up so much for guys. I mean, you mentioned Oedipus to most of my friends. You could see that, like, it's like, no. And I mean, maybe on Freud's time, they had fantasies to have sex with their moms. I mean, the thing is, your mind can think whatever it wants. If it doesn't know what to think, it'll think whatever what you can bring. But yeah, it's the connection. The problem is that too many guys find their moms because they really need a hug and a kiss on the cheek and not sex. So they find the woman that can give them that, and they have mommy stuff. So I'm sorry. It's like, yeah. So, and that's also the thing. I mean, every girl that has been interested, I had to take like a good look. It's like, and I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not kidding. It's like in, I think it's a place called right outside Oslo. It's a suburbia, and I went there. I was a basketball coach out there, and it's like it was totally crazy. It's like all the women that lived out there is like middle class. All the women was like, yeah, they were like head of clerks or head of secretaries and stuff. Like had responsibility for like 5 girls. And they had these mom's boys with no self-esteem, and it's like, on that one basketball team I had with like 10 and 11-year-olds, they were like, I think I could pick like 6 grown-ups that were just equal to one of the kids. It's like the way they treated each other is like, well, it had nothing to do with, sexual love at least. Those guys just went around and got told what to do. It's like, yeah. The thing is, those guys and I had to realize that, hey, I'm not looking for sex. I mean, I've taken sex just to get some connection, but I mean, I need a hug. I need some comfort. And the thing is, my parents can do it, but at 43, my society, which with the internet has become quite big, did the job. They filled in the blanks. They eventually, or took the time that it needed to fill in my needs. And that's nice. We calculated about 200 to 250 people involved in like a kid's life, since it's 0 to 18. And some of those are invisible their whole life, is if they're not, something happens that they have to come in, like hospital, police, childcare. And it's like, it is that job of that society. If the parents are drinking, my parents do, but if they are, they fill in and do their job. That's fairly easy. Ah, fuck. Okay. Last chance. Hey. Hey. Thanks, man. This is, you get the love from everybody that connected and interacted. It's like, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It takes a few people that is like, hey, that's interesting. Like, hey, it's interesting. I was afraid I was gonna need to feel like a god or anything. It's like, when it happened, it's like, hey, it worked. It wasn't, I mean, I didn't feel any like bad stuff. I got a heckler coming on, and I was like, all of a sudden I got all these good messages, and all of a sudden it's like, why don't you just shut up, you screeny loser? Like, I had to read it like, it's like, what? But for me and the guy, I mean, he had enough truth in what he said that it's like, sure. I mean, I was 42 at the time, I think, but I was standing there, it's like, for, it's like year 13 is like talking about how my mom fucked me up, and I'm sick of it too. Okay, can you retype that last? Because I have like it disappears, so I didn't get to read it. You heard that? Just copy and let's see. Well, thanks, man. I try, and I can actually decide all the time. All I have to do is just not let my mind work on repeat. So every time I get a question, I start to just fake it till you make it. It's like, think about it, even though all those that are obvious, because just allowing me not to be able to have to control everything, but in itself opened up like, yeah. And it doesn't matter what you do, just do something. Just don't do nothing. So, and yeah, it's, I mean, we all need praise, and I mean, I've been lucky. It's a very naked situation, because I have like more mirrors and I can see myself in the iPad, and it's it was a learning process. But I mean, when I started, it was like I was miserable, and I was thinking, hey, where the fuck did it go wrong? I mean, aren't you a nice guy, Morten? And I was like, yeah. At a small little point, I was like, yeah. It's like, why shouldn't you be fucking happy? The honest truth is that all the secrets of my families and all that made me. I'm sick of when I tell lies, like, even though when I have to. And secret just makes me ill. I get fuck. So 100% choice. I couldn't walk like this anymore, being afraid of who's gonna blow me, or it was the truth. And it's everything. Everything. Doesn't matter. When I go out and people start digging, and they start to diminish me because of stuff I've done before, I'll just be like, okay, you found who I was before and what I did to become better. Thanks, man. Okay, I'm tired. When I get stupider and stupider, it's like more and more, it's like drop out of, and just, like in 2 seconds, I can completely forget what I'm talking about right now. But that means that a little bit later, when I go into the deep meditation, I'm gonna get the deepest moment. No, hey, when I'm talking to people, my mind gets triggered again. And when people are interested, it's like I get eager, so... But I get fried. That's the thing. And when I get tired and fried, there's nothing. It's like, quick thoughts is like panic and... yeah. Stupid. Basically. But it's by design. I get paranoid from smoking weed. The thing is, I had so many fears that I couldn't wait for them to hit me in the back of the head all the time. So what I did was that I went into deep meditation and I brought back some memories. I used the mirror to see and make some connections. And then just develop it. And the more I saw, the more I saw. But I had to see. I mean, I know what body dysmorphia is. That's what I'm working with now. Just because it was much easier when in my life, not to look down there. Because, yeah. I had to learn that's also stuff, isn't it? I can't be symmetric. My ankle is just not normal. Yeah. I'll show it at some point. But I have like 2 bulbs on the inside of my right foot. Because to get away from the big face over my head is like, I turn on my stomach. And then my ankle, I lied on that side, and then my ankle had to be, so it grew like every night, and I've slept on my stomach every night since. So it just grew in the wrong, little bit wrong direction. So for years, that's part of the 6 years now. When I'm standing here and it's like, it looks boring, it's not much that happens, but it's like I'm fighting my own body. Not doing that, but when it does, it also gives me sometimes a flashback, or I'm stored a memory in it, and I can bring it back. When I was 8, I planned this. I tried. Hey, and it's like, hey, I need help. It's like, nothing. Never was like, so. And I couldn't have it, I couldn't bear what I did. I couldn't manage it. So I just, and I trained. And to get away, I had to shut it. So 8 is like, it's before 8 and after 8. Or 8.5, 9. And then I went into the thing called the deuce, where I don't do it anymore. It's like, I have it on tape, where you can see it very clearly, where there's this grey film. For a while I always had it on one eye, or the other. But I mean, I also many times had it on both, where it's like, okay, if you throw me a glimpse, it'll look like I'm paying attention. This is yeah. Yeah. If my face showed my mom that it was bad, she got sick. And the period of that ended always with, I had to back down on my needs, otherwise she was gonna die. And yeah. So, to control, the only thing I had to do in the end was not that my face didn't show anything. So I had to have some strategies. And it's not a striptease this, but it's... So, I split. It's not a cognitive thought, but what I did was split me in half. Because when the inferno everywhere, I could get away from it. I could be in the middle of it on this foot and get everything down in my left foot. And then I could switch. Well, thanks, man. I'm not being disrespectful of myself. I mean, I've been breathing my whole life just up here. And had a lot of panic from not getting enough air when I was a baby. Because I was a lot sick. Had all the smoke diseases, of course, and it's like a lot of that. Which of course triggers my mom to be everywhere, and so it's just all logic. When it's logic. Because I have no way of understanding the things I understand now. It's like... and knowing what I know now, it's just... there's... compared to what it was like. And this is... it's not that long ago it started getting... or finally I was like, hey, it's fucking gonna work. It's like... had been some long periods where I had no faith. I was like, I couldn't die. So I probably talked about this before. I couldn't die, but so I had to do it then. My boy wasn't gonna be, even though I didn't see him, he was not gonna be that boy that had a guy that killed himself. I was already enough that dad that the other kids talked about. So, no. So, I tried once. I don't know if it was a good enough try. Yeah. Me too. And thanks, man. Yeah. I'm lucky. I mean, my uncle didn't rape me. I mean, that means it should be in my grasp to fix my mental problems. I mean, I have friends that I've met that has been raped, and I mean, they cope much better than me. And yeah, perspective is important sometimes. I'm a victim. I spent too much time just complaining about what other people did. And I understood that it prevented me from taking responsibility for me. But it's like, well, okay, it would have been much easier for me if I could have just said, hey, I did all this wrong. Because I did that wrong, I ended up in trouble. It's like, that's not the truth. And I actually spent extra time just making sure that I just didn't almost fabricate stuff. Okay. Music. I'll be back. I'm gonna let the tape go. Gotta get something to drink and some fresh air. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And totally fine. I met some people yesterday that just said, hey, I'm in, what is it, state of emergency. I'm in survival mode. I do what I need to survive. And that's, those who know what survive really means, and yeah, it's about surviving, actually. Then it's about that, nothing more. And then, yeah, so, yeah, I tried early. That didn't work. I mean, I had to wait for my time too. Yeah, I'm looking at myself now and it's like, there's still a big part of me that I can't believe I actually, yeah, fucking made it. And I'm telling you, the stuff I've done is actually, when I look at some of the things, it's pretty fucking amazing. And that just means it's possible. But as you say, I mean, all in all time. And I even have people I know that I've, well, not said that it's maybe the best, but I mean, I agreed that they keep their shit stowed away and never talk about it. Because that's bad. That bad. You should see in the beginning, like my eyes are like these tiny little squeaks. I can't even do it almost now, because everything is connected to everything, so everything is lifted. And yeah. My standard look is scared. Like, yeah. Worried. Fuck. I've been over this enough times now. Luckily I'm honest, so the minute I start boring myself, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm nice looking when I smile. Like almost everybody. Fuck, a smile is beautiful. I had 3 weeks, like right after I wasn't finished, but I knew that I was gonna make it. I made that turnover, so I'm not gonna. I'm just never gonna go back. Yeah, and for 3 weeks, like I had 50, at least total 100% body goosebumps of joy every day. Yeah, everything that was good. Everything, every talk, everything was goosebumps. It's just, and I caught my mind at one point. It's like trying to, this is not gonna work, you know. This is too much. And then I got like a bodily goosebump, and then all my mind just said, "Fuck you." I know better. Yeah, it's like it was impossible for me to be really self-destructive. It's like, I mean, you can always overturn stuff, but it's like I couldn't do it and hide it anymore. I couldn't lie. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As you said, do what everybody has to do what they need to do to survive. But everybody needs like at least like 2 people to talk about what is your best way. Because there are so much stuff to know. I just have whole topics that is just no. I know zero about it. It's like when I see this, is no. I have lots of other info. Like some stuff is just, you know about computers? Okay, I know nothing about computers, but yeah, I want to live in a world where that person that knows computers can do that, and then I can do what I do. And we can share our money and our food. Some sort of deal like that. It is the sharing economy, I guess. That's the next step for those who think. And then we'll see what happens next. If it is Hunger Games or any kind of sci-fi version, whatever it is, we are going to go in one direction. It's going to be fun watching what it is. Okay, I'm going to let the tape go, and I'm going to go get some water and stuff. And I'll be back. Okay. It's going to be, it's not anything. It's going to be, probably going to be pretty fucking brutal. Not brutal, but just naked. I mean, when I was a sad baby, I was a sad baby, and there's not much worse than a sad baby. But I've been there again as a grown-up. I went into the memory of the sad baby, and I comforted the sorrow baby in me. It's never gonna be perfect. You need a parent to do that, but pretty good. I use my dog as a surrogate. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I actually need to do some stuff here with this for 5 minutes, so I'm gonna turn it down. But please, if you want to come on later, it is gonna be interesting. And if you can always remember, if you can think that, if you see things that are deeply crazy, then just realize at the same time. If that's the craziest you've seen, then you at the same time can understand that you're seeing the sanest guy you've ever seen. And it's like, if it looks crazy, if it looks stupid, I don't care. I understand what it is. If people ask me, I can explain it. And 2 + 2 with me is 4 always. It's like, when you know the story. Okay, fuck, I can't get away. Yeah, the punchline of most of my stories. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm saying stuff, sometimes when I'm in this mode, I mean, I could start talking to my mom directly. Because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore, but I have done before. So, and I say you and this and that, and I look at you, but I'm not looking directly at me, and no, I didn't pick up on anything negative. So, I know, it's a process that's fun. And what I'm hoping for is that people will see it, and when they see the end result first, and then they see where I was 4 years ago, they can see, but it's like, hey, it's the same problems, you just understand. Why do you understand them better now? And shortcuts, because you don't need to know everything. I know too much. I mean, yeah, compared to where I live, and it has nothing, it's just that I'm interested in stuff. It's very boring not knowing anything, so I started learning. And when I had when all the fear when I got rid of all the fear, I had all that space. I was just open. I was like, yeah, but I still have room for insane amounts of info. Yeah. And then it's like, yeah. So, for now, after this round, I'm gonna disappear for a while. Yeah, I have no more in me. It's like, I'll kill myself, not kill myself, but I'll die of a heart attack or something. It's like, I'm not there yet, but it's not that far away. And it's like, when you smoke every day for 10 years, it's like brain strokes. I'm 43, it's like heart diseases, lung stuff. The problem is that I was fine by that for too many years, because I didn't think I was going to succeed. And dying by something, a life disease, it wasn't like I was going to do that, but I didn't prevent it either. So, yeah. Did I tell you the weird part? Is that I'm a national team basketball player. I was the best basketball player of my generation. The fun part is that when I look at it, it's like, it is because I am me. I'm a little bit crazy. So I just, all the way to the beginning, did stuff other people didn't do. Oh, fuck, okay, yeah. No, I'm 187. But the thing is, I'm good in Norwegian basketball. I was a decent European player. 10 centimeters more, I could have played in the NBA. I mean, could have been possible, not much, wouldn't be a star, but I could have been like 4 or 5 games. The thing is, I wasn't. I was 187, and I was a shooter and a point guard every time we went national. The guy that played my position on the other team, he was like at least 197. So it's like, in Norway I could shoot open shots, but there I had a guy that just stood like this, and so I could play the game, but I wasn't effective at all. It's like, yeah, too slow, too white, too yeah, not enough. But I mean, I had a great career. I mean, I could play. I could make other people good, and I could pass, and I could have fun. I could be part of a team and stuff, and I had great fun. Got to play many championship teams with good players. And I got confirmed. I mean, I got good players that showed me that I was good enough, and one of them. Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, it's, yeah, thanks, man. It's, probably shouldn't, but I mean, yeah, that warms. Yeah, and that, yeah, it works. Okay, now I'm gonna press and I'm gonna do it. I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. So, hope maybe I'll see you then. Bye. Yay!